I have been transported into an Otome game. The three romantic leads are the gentle and refined tutor, Elias Vanderbilt, the humble and pitiful servant, Beckett Sterling, and the innocent, harmless crown prince, Jackson Mercer. But now, standing before them, I realize these three are nothing like the game's promotional materials suggested. The gentle and refined tutor, Elias Vanderbilt, is actually aloof and detached. The lowly and pitiful servant, Beckett Sterling, is vicious, gloomy, and utterly selfish. He is about to become the head of the Imperial Bureau of Investigation. The innocent and harmless crown prince, Jackson Mercer, is a master of disguise. He appears indifferent to everything, but in reality, he is capricious and revels in power games. I cannot afford to offend any of these three. Chapter 1. Miss Silas, why are you trembling? Beckett Sterling turned his head to look at me, his right hand behind his back, a hint of a smile in his eyes. I forced a smile, which probably looked more like a grimace. Because I knew the hand behind his back must be stained with blood. Miss Silas? He frowned slightly, a trace of confusion in his eyes as he took a step closer. Suppressing my fear, I lied. There's an emergency at home today. My father wants me to return early. Beckett Sterling looked at me thoughtfully, the smile on his face fading momentarily before instantly reverting to his usual pitiful expression. He suddenly withdrew his hand from behind his back and opened his palm. It was clean, holding a piece of marble cake. His Highness gave me this pastry today. I couldn't bear to eat it, so I saved it. I stared at the marble cake, stunned, realizing the game's plot had changed. His hands should have been bloodied, yet they were clean. I instinctively took a step back. But Beckett Sterling looked dejected, withdrew his hand, and murmured, "Does Miss Silas now despise me, just like everyone else?" His casual words sent a chill down my spine. After Beckett Sterling assumed his position as head of the Imperial Bureau, the first thing he did was eliminate everyone who had ever looked down on him. My heart tightened. I hurriedly took the marble cake, bid farewell, and rushed toward the palace gates. The gaze fixed on my back only disappeared after I turned a corner. The marble cake in my hand had grown soft from my cold sweat. This world was originally a sweet Otome game, but ever since I, a player, unexpectedly arrived here, something seems to be gradually changing. My mind was in turmoil. I was only focused on walking faster and didn't notice the pebbles that had inexplicably appeared under my feet. I stumbled and fell. My palms were scraped and bleeding from the rough ground, now smeared with crumbs of marble cake, a complete mess. Just as I was about to get up, a fair, well-defined hand reached out before me. "Miss Silas, are you hurt?" Elias Vanderbilt smiled gently, though his brow furrowed slightly the moment I took his hand. "It's nothing serious, just a minor scrape." I withdrew my hand, noticing the gentle look still in his eyes, and wondered if I had imagined his frown. "Miss Silas, you should watch your step." Elias Vanderbilt stared at the cake crumbs stuck to his hand, his eyes darkening. "Mr. Elias, Miss Silas." Jackson Mercer, who had been lurking in the shadows, approached. He tugged at my sleeve and looked at Elias Vanderbilt with a smile, his tone carrying a hint of reproach and dissatisfaction. How can Mr. Elias hold a young lady's hand? If others were to see, even 10 mouths wouldn't be enough to explain it away. "Your Highness misunderstands." Miss Silas simply fell, and I happened to be passing by, Elias Vanderbilt said, taking out a white handkerchief and meticulously wiping his hands clean. Then, with a calm expression, he continued, "Since Miss Silas is unharmed, I shall take my leave." Even after Elias Vanderbilt left, Jackson Mercer continued to tug at my sleeve. "Miss Silas, where did you fall? Does it still hurt?" As he spoke, his eyes began to redden, as if he were the one who had fallen. But if I hadn't seen the tiny stone fragments on his fingertips, I would have been fooled by his innocent act. He had thrown the pebble while hiding in the shadows, hoping to witness my embarrassment. Everyone's character design in the game had changed. I suddenly realized this.